do you make money as a travel agent? Let's talk about that today and let's have some fun with this. So, hello, I am Lauren. I am a travel agent and I help people to become travel agents. So, if you are interested, there is a course below that will help you, but also this channel should also help you. And if you've had any of my free guides, they also might help you. But today, let us focus on how do you make money as a travel agent? Now, I've been a travel agent for 4 years. When I first started, I didn't really understand how it all worked. And I thought it was like so cool that you made money for helping people book their vacations. But booking the vacation is one piece of the whole vacation experience. So, one of the things that I have learned over the past couple of years is that there are a lot of steps before someone travels. And if we're talking about commission, this is the first way that you can get paid as a travel advisor. And this is based on commission. So you sell a specific product, and there is a specific commission that you will earn based on that product. Now, from that, you would not receive that commission until after the person travels. So most people are not booking to travel next week. Some people are, but most people are not. They're booking 6 to a year in advance, 6 months to a year in advance, sometimes 2 years in advance. So you need to be prepared and ready that you will not be receiving those commissions until after that person travels. Another thing that you have to consider is that people cancel their trips all the time. So even if they book through a travel advisor, they might cancel their trips. So you may be doing a lot of work and not getting anything from doing all that work if you're strictly getting commission payments. So you really want to think about this in the beginning. So when you first start off on your business, there are a lot of little payments that come up, right? Like maybe you need to pay for an email system, or maybe your agency has fees. So you want to make sure that you are able to make back some of that money so that you're earning some sort of income in the meantime. So one of the main things that travel agents do, especially since COVID, is charging fees. This is something that when I first started, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never doing this. Who would ever charge a fee? That seems so silly. And now I would never, I would never take a client without charging them a fee. A lot of times it is just weeding out people who are looking for you to do work they could easily do themselves. So a lot of times people like you might know how much, an all-inclusive in Mexico is, but a lot of people don't. And so you might have that information and it might take you only about like 20, 30 minutes to, come up with a quote. But it's important to understand that that's your time that you're wasting. And so if that person's just looking for a price, you don't need to waste your time on that. So what a fee does is when you agree to work together as a client and as an agent, you are basically saying, great, I'm so glad you decided you want to book a trip through me, and I now know what that information is. So before I get started, you're going to sign this contract and you are going to pay this fee. Once I have that, then I will start working on your trip. And that's pretty common in the industry. And the reason for that is that you're getting paid upfront for your time, and then at the end, the commission for working on that trip the whole time. I will say the biggest complaint that I see from people, from travel agents, is, oh, my neighbor didn't book with me. Oh, I had this client, I've been working with them for 6 months, and then they just canceled their trip. I'm out all this money. And it's a very different feeling once you start charging a fee, because it happens to me sometimes where I will charge someone a fee. I will send them quotes and they're like, okay, thanks. Yeah, I'm good. I'm not going forward. Or they will book with me, but then 6 months later they'll cancel. And it's like, okay, well, at least, I got paid for my time. So I don't feel as bad. And yeah, I missed out on that commission check and that would have been great, but I don't really think about that. And I don't focus on that because I constantly have the fee money coming in on top of my commission. So it doesn't feel like a loss to me like it does if you're solely based on that commission. It also does I don't like resent my clients. When my clients ask me to do things, it's very easy to be like, right, well, this is what they paid me to do. So, okay, I'm going to be doing this, as opposed to, oh, they asked me another question. I can't believe they keep asking this. Or why do they want me to do this way? I don't want to do it this way. I have a very clear cut contract that shows all about fees and what I will do and what I will not do. And so then it's not very hard for me when it's time to do the work, or if someone cancels on me. I don't feel so strongly one way or the other. It's just, this is my business. So I have to do this job for my client, for my business. And this is not part of my business agreement. So I'm not going to do this portion for them. So it does help you to have those boundaries. And it also is treating yourself like a professional, because this is a professional job if that's what you want to do. Even if you're just doing it as a side hustle, you're still doing this job. So you really want to look at that while you're thinking about what you're trying to do in your business. Now, there are other ways to make money, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with travel, but a lot of times you can get partnerships with different places, and it should be things that you use regularly, meaning that you have purchased something with your own money first. So, like, let's say I buy a suitcase and I absolutely love this suitcase. Maybe I would reach out to that suitcase company and say, hey, I'd love to partner with you. I have, blank number of people on social media, and I'd really like to do a partnership with you for my next vacation. I already have this suitcase. Is there anything else maybe that I could add to it so that, it would be even better? So then maybe what you would be doing is giving, people a link that if they want to buy these suitcases, they get 10% off by purchasing it through this link. And then you would get a portion of that sales, basically a little commission from that sales. So there's things like that you can definitely do. It kind of depends though. That should be like your last focus, and it should just kind of come up naturally. So it's not going to make sense. Like if I'm focusing on Alaska, it's not going to make sense for me to, work on something that has nothing to do with Alaska, right? Like I would want to partner with another Alaska person to, something that I do is I send out gifts to my clients, and they're always from an Alaskan company. And then that Alaskan company gives whatever my client is, like a 10% off discount code for if they come to the store when they actually come to Alaska. And then I would get like a tiny portion of their sales if they end up purchasing something from there. So there's all different ways that you can have those little partnerships. And sometimes they just come up very naturally. But again, it should be places that you normally, like you have to purchase the first product. If you're just getting the product from someone and then trying to push it, it just comes off too salesy, and it's just not as ethical as it should be. So you really want to make sure that that's not your main focus, but definitely a way you can do it. A lot of people have like an Amazon storefront. So you can do that also for your clients and say, you can purchase these products for traveling. And people really like that, because sometimes when you're going to a new destination, you're like, well, what are the things that I'm going to need there? So if you have that Amazon storefront, that kind of helps people so they know where to go, what to buy, those types of things. And then you earn like a tiny commission on any of those sales. You have to be really specific and follow the law, though, that you are letting people know that, you earn some sort of commission based on this link. So just be aware of that when you're setting that up. But that's all the different ways. Those are the three main ways people make money as travel advisors. So that commission is, portion of it. And then if you charge fees, that's the other one. And then those partnerships will also help you. If you want more information about how to start and become a travel agent, you can look below. I have a course that is offered. You can try that out, or check out this channel. There's a lot of great videos here, and they should help you to become a travel agent. Let me know what questions you have below, and I will see you next time.